Hi everyone and welcome to this lecture. Today we're going to talk about similes. Similes are expressions that we use to compare two things, and we can use two words to create similes. We can use the word like, or we can use the word as. You are probably familiar with some very common British similes, and they might even be the same in your language. Some examples for these would be to cry like a baby, or as green as grass, as white as a ghost, or as slow as a snail, or maybe the expression run like the wind. Now, in this lecture, I would like to look at maybe some similes which might not be the same in your language. We are going to look at 5 expressions with the word as and 5 expressions with the word like. So let's have a look at some examples for the similes that we can create using the word as. My first example is to be as fit as a butcher's dog. In English, we use this expression to describe someone who is extremely fit and healthy, and this probably goes back to old times when out of all the dogs, the butcher's dogs were best fed. They got the best quality food. When you describe someone as fit as a butcher's dog, you imply that they are extremely healthy and extremely fit. My second expression is as warm as toast. This is to describe a situation where you feel pleasantly and comfortably and nicely warm. One example sentence could be that it was freezing outside, but we were all really cozy by the fire. We were as warm as toast by the fire. So this might not be the same in your language. Try and think of a translation that you could use to describe this simile. Is there one in your language? Maybe there is and you use a different word, or maybe there isn't an equivalent for this in your language. My third simile is to be as snug as a bug. Snug means comfortable and cozy. So to describe someone as snug as a bug, you will imply that they feel really comfortable and really cozy. For example, they are wrapped up in a blanket, maybe they're really sitting in a comfortable chair, and they feel very relaxed. So for example, you could say that you were snug as a bug when you went camping and you slept in your sleeping bag. My next simile is to be as cool as a cucumber. So this expression is used to describe someone who can stay calm and relaxed in a stressful situation, so they can stay collected and they can control their emotions. So, for example, before I did my bungee jump, I felt really nervous, but my friend said that I looked cool as a cucumber, so my nervousness didn't show before my bungee jump. My next simile actually uses a little bit of irony. So when we say something is as clear as mud, this is an ironic way of describing something that is not clear at all. Mud, as you know, is soil or earth mixed with water. It is not clear at all. So if you say about an explanation, about an instruction, that, oh my God, that explanation was as clear as mud, that means that you didn't understand anything from that explanation. So this simile actually describes the opposite of the adjective that we are using. We're using the adjective clear, but what we want to imply with this simile is that actually the explanation or the instructions were not clear. Now let's have a look at some similes that use the word like. So my first example is that yesterday I slept like a log. So to say I slept really well and my sleep was undisturbed and I had a really good deep sleep, I can use and compare my sleep to a log. So I can say I slept like a log. My second example for a simile that uses like is to drink like a fish. Now, if you say someone drinks like a fish, you imply that they drink a lot of alcohol, maybe in one go, and they drink an excessive amount of alcohol. Now remember, you can't use this expression to describe someone who drinks a lot of water, who drinks a lot of Coca-Cola, who drinks a lot of soft drinks. This expression is only used to describe someone who consumes or drinks a lot of alcohol. So you could say, oh, my friend always drinks like a fish when we go to parties, meaning that my friend drinks a lot of alcohol when we go to parties. My third simile that uses the word like is to work like a dog. So, for example, if you want to describe someone who works really, really hard, or if you want to say about yourself that you have worked really hard, you will say he works like a dog, or I've been working like a dog, to mean that I have been working really, really hard. My fourth simile that uses the word like is to eat like a horse. To eat like a horse means to eat a lot of food in one go, to eat a large quantity of food. There is another expression that exists very similar to this, to eat like a pig, which has actually a different meaning. Eat like a pig means that you do not have good manners when you eat your food. So you could say, I can't believe he eats like a pig at the office parties. Or you could say, my friend is really, really thin, but actually she eats like a horse, to say she eats a large amount of food. My fifth simile that uses like is they are like two peas in a pod. Two peas in a pod, they look almost exactly the same. So this is used to describe two people who look very similar. Maybe they also have similar characteristics, similar personalities, or maybe also they think the same way. So you could say, me and my best friend are like two peas in a pod, to imply that you are very, very similar, maybe by appearance, or also maybe by the way you think and the way you behave. So that's it. We have looked at 5 similes using the word as and 5 similes using the word like. Now let's see if you can remember which words were used for these similes. So do you remember what we used to describe someone who is really fit, who feels really warm? Or do you remember the word that we used to describe someone who feels comfortable and cozy and snug? To describe someone who always stays cool in stressful situations? And the word that we used to describe an explanation that is not clear. So well done if you said as fit as a butcher's dog, as warm as toast, as cozy or as snug as a bug, as cool as a cucumber, and as clear as mud. Now, can you remember the expressions and the words that we used for our similes with like? So what did we say about sleeping? Sleeping like a... And what did we say about drinking? What did we say about eating? What did we say about working? And what did we say about two people who are very, very similar? So if you have said sleep like a log, well done. Drink like a fish, eat like a horse or eat like a pig, and work like a dog, and they are like two peas in a pod. So I hope you have learnt some new expressions today. Goodbye for now.